The trenches.
Am I from the trenches?
You gotta think.
What the hell? Why you because it's a yes or no question, y'all.
Yeah, it's a yes.
My life is difficult.
Okay, talk to me. Tell me why it's difficult.
Alright, so I was raised with my grandma.
Mm-hmm.
I lived with my grandma. She had a great house, but in a bad area.
That much how I manipulate the line at the test.
If anybody knows Terra Boulevard, Flint River,
okay,
Clayton.
Is King Harris truly planning to change his designer suits for a prison jumpsuit? The streets are buzzing heavy with rumors that Ty and Tiny's son might be on the edge of losing everything. What was once just teenage crazy behavior has now resulted into real-life effects. And this time, the courts ain't playing nice. King's latest arrest stung hard because it's not his first. And now the law looks ready to make him an example. People close to the family said the situation's no joke. The system is fatigued of his pranks, and insiders are saying that King could possibly face up to 5 years locked down if things go left. You can't, I know you. I know you. I know you. I know you. Ain't no mystery. I know you, though. I know you, though. I know you, though. I know you. What's wrong with y'all? Why y'all doing that to me? Y'all know me. You know I stand on business. You know I stand on business. Why you even having anyone play with me like that? Why you letting anybody play with me like that? Why you letting him play with me like that? Why you letting him play with me? Joking. No, ain't no joking. Ain't no joking. What do you mean? You are embarrassing yourself. You embarrassed yourself. You are embarrassing yourself. You are
You're upset. You're mad. You can't. You can't. I know. I know you. I know you. I know you. I know you. Shut up. Shut up. I know you. Ain't no mystery, man. I know you though. I know you though. I know you. What's wrong with y'all? Why y'all doing that to me? Y'all know me. You know I stand on business. You know I stand on business. Why you even letting somebody play with me like that? Why you letting somebody play with me like that? Why you letting him play with me like that? Why you letting him play with me? Joking. No, ain't no joking. Ain't no joking. What do you mean?
You are embarrassing yourself and the family. You embarrass yourself. You are embarrassing yourself. You are embarrassing yourself. Man, what is she talking about?
Get off me. Man, get off me.
Well, you can't do nothing with me. Ain't you can do with me.
You are embarrassing yourself. Get off me. Get off me. Get off me. But you can't do nothing with me. You can do with me. Ty has always attempted to steer his son right. He's seen too many young men throw away their life, chasing the incorrect type of respect. He warned King over and over, telling him that the streets don't love nobody, and that acting tough can only end one way, in agony or in prison. But King wasn't listening. Now that the repercussions are close in, it's starting to seem like T's worst dread came to existence. The thought of his son being locked behind bars, surrounded by people and circumstances he's got no business being around.
Well, when you got drugs, it ain't like it.
I know that.
When y'all got drugs around those legal guns,
They call
it's not
possession of a firearm and commission of a crime, sir. That is a felony.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You've been around too.
Has both Ty and Tiny losing sleep behind closed doors. Word is they're in full panic mode, phoning every lawyer they know, pulling strings and doing whatever they can to preserve their son's future. But the streets don't forget. In social media, they're cruel. Some folks online feel awful for T and Tiny, admitting it's difficult to witness their son plummeting like this. But others are calling it retribution, claiming King brought it on himself after all the years he spent flashing on camera, talking like he was truly built for the street life. For a lot of individuals watching, none of this came as a surprise. The red flags were waving for a long time. King been piling up controversy like trophies, always claiming he stands on business and lives by street codes that don't even fit his lifestyle. But when you had drugs, it ain't lame. It ain't no drugs. When y'all got drugs around, no unlawful guns. They call it's not possession of a firearm in conduct of a crime, sir. That is a felony. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. You've been around too a lot, guy. You got to chat? Remember that viral...
hitting me and getting in my comments, telling me what to tell King, okay? I know my son. Think I ain't spoke to my son? Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmamas? His ass going to prison. If you got to keep this up, his ass going to prison. Ain't no way around it. Ain't nothing I'm gonna be able to do about it. Can't nobody stop it but him. You know what I mean? I've already had the conversation. I've already made my peace with it.
Viral moment where he virtually squared up with his own dad? That footage had the internet going wild. Ty called him out straight up, telling him he's not from the trenches and never had it difficult like he pretends in his raps. He reminded King that most of his childhood was spent sheltered at his grandma's house, not ducking gunfire or evading the law. But King wasn't attempting to hear that. He snapped back, acting like he had something to prove, ready to disrespect his father on camera just to defend a picture that ain't real. That was the first time the world actually saw how profound King's obsession with being street had gone. Then followed the notorious Waffle House disaster. King picked a fight out of nowhere with the restaurant staff only trying to do their jobs. He acted like he was untouchable.
Like, I don't work, but I did want to get a job, but it's like y'all know me now, and I'm not the type of person, I'm not a friendly ass bitch. So like, you know what I'm saying, all of that, you know what I'm saying, seeing me at work and you know what I'm saying, like, I really am not the talkative person, you know. So maybe like a bottle girl job, put me on to a bottle girl job where, you know what I'm saying, it be loud in there, so I really don't have to talk to nobody for real, unless they buying a bottle or something.
Be a nurse? Nah, I don't want to be that. Not a nurse type of girl. Could be a brand ambassador. I mean, if some brands out there that want me to be an ambassador.
Touchable, disputing over nothing and capturing it all for the globe to see. The video went viral for all the wrong motives, and people started asking what was really going on with him. It wasn't just immaturity. It was a pattern forming. Soon after, T.I. had to publicly verify both King and Boosie's son, Tootie, after they posted a music video flashing parts and acting reckless. The set was coded in it. "Stop attacking me and getting in my comments telling me what to say, King. Okay, I know my son. Think I ain't chatted to my son. Think I ain't told my son his mama and his grandmama. His going to prison. If he got keep that up, his ass going to prison. Ain't no way around it. Ain't nothing I'ma be able to do about it. Can't nobody stop it but him." You know what I mean? I've already had that conversation. I've already made my peace with it. And insiders even said there were other things about that could have landed everyone in big trouble. Ty had to step in fast, reminding his son that none of it was humorous. Because if the cops had rolled up that day, things could have gone from music video to mugshots real swiftly. But King simply kept pushing boundaries, brushing off warnings like he was indestructible. Ty's talks weren't about clout or control. They came from true experience. Ty knows the street energy his son keeps chasing because he lived it. He's been behind jail, seen the worst of it, and made it out. All he ever wanted was for King to learn from his mistakes, not repeat them. But no matter how many when he tried to get through, King wouldn't listen. He sought fame, not guidance. He sought attention, not advice. By late 2024, things started going apart for real. One night, King was exiting a fueling station in his BMW when he almost crashed straight into a police cruiser, like he didn't even notice it parked there. The cops pulled him over instantly, and the moment they walked up, they said they smelled weed emanating from the automobile. That was strike one. Then they found a weapon inside. Weed and a gun. At that point, it was over. They ran his name and discovered he has an ongoing warrant from Pickens County for skipping court. Turns out back in 2022, he was already charged for speeding, driving on a suspended license, and even DUI. I don't work. Yeah. I think at this phase of my life right now, no, I don't work. Like, I don't work, but I did want to find a job. But it's like y'all know me now, and I'm not the type of person. I'm not a friendly ass. So like, you know what I'm saying? All of that. You know what I'm saying? See me at work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really am not a talkative person, so maybe like a bottle girl job. Put me on a bottle girl job where you know what I'm saying? Be loud in there so I really don't have to talk to nobody for genuine, for real. Like they buying a bottle or something else. Be a nurse. No, I don't want to be that. Not a nurse type of girl. He'll be a brand spokesperson. I mean, there's certain brands out there who want me to be an ambassador then. But instead of approaching it as an adult, he just ignored it. Thought he was too famous to be touched. When that warrant finally caught up, it was game over. King was cuffed up, placed in the back of a squad car, and booked into DAB County Jail before being transported to Pickens County to face the old charges. Just like that, the same youngster who bragged about standing on business was standing in front of a booking camera. A harsh dose of realism. Social media tore him apart. The same folks who watched him flex on IG now called him out, alleging he received precisely what he asked for. For T and Tiny, nevertheless, that's their son, no matter anything. Seeing him locked up broke them down inside. Ty's main wish for King was simple. Slow down, stay in school, build something actual. But King craved the quick life. He desired fame and validation instead of patience and discipline. And now it's catching up. Every error is building up. And the people who cautioned him the most, his parents, are now watching helplessly as he confronts the repercussions they tried, so trying to protect him against. After that arrest, it was evident the warnings T kept dropping weren't simply fatherly lectures. They were guesses. King Harris's collapse was years in the making, and now he's watching it play out in real time. The same arrogance that made him become viral is the same thing that's dragging him down. Ty tried ranging from private talks to public check-ins, but King simply continued thinking he could move how he wanted without paying the price. And now the price tag's looking steep. What made it worse is that T and Tiny thought fatherhood would ultimately calm their son down. With a newborn depends on him, they hoped King would step up, mature, and finally think long-term. But sources suggest the contrary happened. King's baby mama allegedly doesn't want to work or stress herself, expecting Ty and Tiny to cover everything. While King continues chasing a lifestyle that's spiraling out of control, people started speculating. Depicted as a broken empire, King's decisions are shattering the foundation T and Tiny spent decades building. Every post, every grin, every red carpet time now appears like a cover-up for pandemonium happening behind the scenes. Insiders say T.I.'s frustrated but trying to stay calm. He's been through scandals before, but nothing hits harder than witnessing your own child self-destruct in front of millions. Tiny's supposedly saddened, trying to keep the family bonding while also concealing their new grandchild from all the drama. Meanwhile, King keeps acting like the world's against him. He hops online to defend himself, slinging shade at critics, bragging like he's untouchable. But the internet never forgets. Old clips keep popping up, like the one of him bickering with his dad or wilding out in public. Every time a new video emerges, people pull him all around again. One comment that blew up said, "He wanted the streets. Now the streets want him." Another fan said, "He had everything and yet chose chaos. It's cruel, but that's how the internet movements. Fast to boost you up and even quicker to tear you down." Some guys, though, think this might be exactly what King needs. They're talking maybe a hard reality check like genuine jail time would wake him up. Sometimes you got to hit rock bottom to develop respect. One user stated, and honestly, that's what T.I.'s been trying to get across since day one. His warnings weren't about control. They were about survival. Ty lived through those same streets and barely made it out. Now witnessing King fall into the similar traps seems like déjà vu in the worst way. Still, not everyone believes this will change him. Critics say King's too deep into his ego, too fixated on proving something that ain't real. They that even a stint behind prison won't humble him. It'll just feed the image he's been chasing. Others argue T should cease attempting to save him and let him sit there for a bit. Let the silence of that cold cell teach him more than any speech could. Sometimes love looks like letting him fall. One viral tweet stated, and maybe that's the hard truth T and Tiny are struggling to face. At the same time, the memes and jokes online are ruthless. Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram are saturated with side-by-side footage of King talking about standing on business next to his mug pictures. Fans are clowning him, calling him the silver spoon soldier and criticizing his rough talk. Even old interviews are resurfacing where he downplayed his parents' warnings, and now they look like haunting echoes of everything he ignored. Some fans even dug up that Waffle House video again, replaying it as if that was the start of his demise. The public's not simply laughing, they're scrutinizing every move like detectives, putting his whole life into entertainment. And the craziest part, King's facing 2 battles at once, one in the courtroom and one online. The legal side is serious, but public viewpoint might be even harsher. When the internet decides you're the evil, it's hard to change that narrative back. Ty and Tiny's names are currently being hauled right alongside his. Their family brand, formerly viewed as hip-hop royalty, is now being characterized as another Hollywood family breaking apart. It's not simply King on trial, it's their whole legacy. Ty's credibility as a father is being questioned. Tiny's parenting is being criticized, and King's every move is under a microscope. Their once dazzling empire, developed through TV series, music, and celebrity, is becoming into a cautionary tale about how rapidly things can disintegrate as the spotlight moves from triumph to controversy. Behind the flashy posts and interviews, the Harris family is facing one of the hardest chapters of their life. And for King, the clock's ticking. He's not just struggling for freedom, he's battling for redemption. Right now, King Harris's tale feels like a live movie playing out in front of the whole world. Every move he makes becomes a headline. Every mistake becomes a meme, and every apology develops into another comment fight online. Ty and Tiny are attempting to hold their family together, yet it's like watching a castle crack from the inside out. They've spent years building their empire, billing themselves as hip-hop's power couple. But all it takes is one controversy, one mug photo, one viral clip to shock that image to its core. Behind the dazzling smiles and fancy houses, insiders said the Harris family is fatigued. They're trying to project unity online, but the truth is their image is bleeding. Fans used to look up to them. They were goals, the right combination of celebrity, family, and hustle. But now, folks are calling them out, alleging they failed their own son despite pretending to be role models for everyone else. It's rough. Ty's out here trying to teach things he previously learned the hard way. And Tiny's attempting to safeguard her baby boy as any mother would. But when your child becomes a public figure, especially for the wrong motives, there's no safeguarding them from the court of public opinion. It's crazy because deep inside, King isn't some lost cause. He's basically stuck between privilege and pressure. Growing up with famous parents gave him everything most youngsters dream about: money, fame, opportunity. But that same privilege came with weight. The world anticipated him to be wonderful, to follow in his dad's footsteps, to keep the family name bright. Instead, he strove to carve his own identity by pushing into turmoil, chasing street credibility like it was a badge of honor. The more people told him to chill, the louder he became. The more his dad warned him, the more he rebelled. It's like he wanted to prove that even with all that privilege, he could still stance on business. But now reality's knocking hard. Jail time, court dates, and continual public judgment. This is the aspect of street life nobody brags about. The same fans that used to hype boost his confidence are now clowning him for being careless. The same folks that seen him dispute with his dad are now replaying such clips, calling them the moment he lost his way. Some are even stating this whole breakdown is poetry justice, that T.I.'s been preaching accountability for years, and now he's compelled to face it at home. But for the Harris family, this isn't entertainment. It's pain in real time. Even Tiny, who's always tried to stay out of drama, can't escape it. Social media is calling her overly soft, admitting she never checked King when she should have. Some persons claim she enabled him, thinking she could protect him forever because of who his parents were. But none of that matters now because the system doesn't care about fame, fans, or who your daddy is. The instant King went inside that courtroom, all the flair and clout faded. He wasn't a rapper's son anymore. He was simply another young man being assessed by his conduct. And still, the internet keeps spinning the tale. Fans, blogs, and gossip pages are riveted to every update. Some people are banking on his downfall. Others are pulling for his redemption. They want to see if King will finally grow up and use this as a wake-up call, or if he'll double down and dive deeper into it, I don't care mindset. Because at this point, it's not concerned about showing himself to his dad anymore. It's about proving himself to the world. Ty's anguish is written all over his face every time he's asked about King. He doesn't talk like a celebrity now. He talks like a father in pain. He's been attempting to stop history from repeating because he's been that young man before, locked up, pondering the world was against him. Ty spent years attempting to transform that misery into purpose, teaching through music and mentorship. But suddenly all that wisdom is getting examined at home, seeing your own son fall into the same traps you escape from. That's a heartache no parent can prepare for. And as T attempts to play it cool in public, those close to the family claim he's torn up inside. Tiny's apparently been crying nonstop, and the energy in their home is tense. Every call from a lawyer, every news alert feels like another strike to the gut. Their family brand, the one that stood for unity and hustling, is currently the center of gossip. But even despite all that noise, there's still a chance for redemption. Because here's the deal. Every empire goes through storms. Every legacy encounters hard patches. It's how you come back that specifies your name. If King may seize this moment, humility himself, and create from it, the Harris family might come out stronger than ever. But that depends on him finally growing up, letting go of the fake image, and recognizing he doesn't need to prove anything to the streets. His dad already lived that life and barely made it out. His mom fought to build a family that could break generational curses. Now it's on King to determine if he wants to continue that legacy or destroy it, trying to impress individuals who don't care about him. Once the camera stopped rolling, the internet's noisy, the fans are divided, and the Harris name is being tested like never before. Some say this is the demise of a dynasty. Others guess it's just the painful part of growth. Either way, one thing's for sure. This story is far from over. Ty, Tiny, and King are realizing that fame doesn't shelter you from reality. And sometimes the realest lessons come from the hardest falls. Whether King Harris rises from this or lets it define him will affect how the world sees not just him, but the entire Harris heritage. So what do you think? Will King finally learn from this and turn his story around? Or is he too deep in his ego to change? Drop your ideas below. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and comment, because this tale is just becoming wilder and you don't want to miss what's